Good afternoon. And just hold on. Just before we get started, for anybody who is popping in and checking this out after the fact, like if you're not checking this out live, I want to show you one thing real quick before we get started, and that is this. We're going to be talking a little bit about this. Stay tuned. Stick around for the whole stream because it's going to be a really good one, I promise. And you should probably consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. We would very much appreciate having you on board with us in some of these live streams in the very future. We got a super special live stream for you today. I am super excited about this one. Let's get to introducing everybody. This gentleman right next to me is John from A&J Outdoors. And of course, as you know, we always have Mr. Grant McIntosh. And today we have Thad and Aiden from The Night Flight. Gentlemen, hi there and welcome to the channel. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
All right. Yeah, we from South Louisiana. We do a lot of offshore tuna fishing. And Aiden's the sword fishing guy. He loves to do the sword fishing. He's killing some big sword fish. And man, we just from South Louisiana. We do a lot of duck hunting. We duck and goose hunt every day of the week that we can. When they out of school, they hunt every day. And we're big time hunters and fishing, and that's what we pretty much like to do on our time off.
Nice.
Which my dad and my uncle and I have been fans of your account for a real long time. We were on a trip. I mean, like after my dad and my uncle discovered you, we can't go fishing offshore now without talking about the, like if we're not catching fish, we're wanting to tie zip ties to our lures to, increase the the ability for us to get some, catches and stuff there. The reason being is you're notorious for you want to do a little bit of fishing, you're going to cut up a broomstick and get into some tuna.
Yeah.
How did that start?
Well, a long time ago, working on the shrimp boats and stuff way offshore in the deep water. Mm-hmm. Whenever we go out on a trip, we might stay out there 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it calls for. So you can't bring enough lures with you. You just can't. Main thing is as long as you have enough hooks. So over the years, I was doing this since I would say 18 years old, and you see all the big tuna fish come to the top at night, and there's flying fish all over the place. And me, from being South Louisiana, I've never seen no flying fish. I've never been out in the deep blue water ever in my life till we went out there for shrimping, and flying fish were everywhere. I could not believe it. Every time a flying fish would fly, a big old yellowfin tuna would eat it as soon as it hit the water. And, they float right next to the shrimp boat. You see what they look like. So we was thinking, man, what can we use to catch them? So I said, I bet you we could use a broomstick and maybe tie a couple of zip ties on it and have some sticking out on each side like a wing, and then put a hook through it and throw it out there. And, hey, we could just try it. Let's see what it does. So we made the first one. We didn't have the foil on it, so it was just brown with the zip tie. So I threw it out there and popped it twice, and probably 120 or 130 pound yellowfin tuna blows up out the water and jumps about 5 foot in the air with it. We set the hook, and about an hour later, we got this big old yellowfin tuna up on the deck. And really and truly, I didn't even know what kind of fish it was at first because I never deep sea fished or nothing. So I got 130 pound yellowfin tuna flopping at my feet and freaking out. So that's how the bait actually become, because we didn't have nothing to fish with. So I said, this would make something that looks like a flying fish. Let's give it a go. And 24 years later, we still ripping them every day with it today.
I gotta say that I gotta tell you, man, you need to, from my highly unprofessional opinion, you need to make as many of those as possible, and you need to be selling those things.
Yeah, that's what we were looking for. I was kind of looking to see if I could find someone that actually would make them, an actual real bait, not
like actually make a mold
or anything. Yeah, make a real one, and you have like the different people that are coming out with the flying fish now, which I actually have one. I used one a while back with the nomad.
We got
flying
one of those.
Fish.
I know the nomads.
It works very well. I mean, I'm like super pleased with that bait. And the only thing is, whenever you're out there shrimping and you stop and you finish shrimping for, say, the night, we shrimp during the day and then at night you off. So you need something to cast away because the tuna like to hang on the edge of the lights. So you need something you can cast out a ways. Well, that Nomad one, it's made for trolling behind your boat. You know, the broomstick one we make, we could zoom it out there. I mean, you could cast it way out there. So that one works really good for what we doing. Now, if you were moving and trolling, nothing can beat that Nomad bait. Nothing. It is top of the line.
You know, I hadn't thought about that myself. You need to, I mean, obviously, what I'm hearing with this, though, is that you need to make a trolling version of your broomstick baits.
Yeah. Because in the zip ties, say like, we'll bring some when we go out on a trip. Say if we're going for 2 weeks, I'll bring some bait. But I mean, if anybody's ever been on a yellowfin tuna fishing charter trip, a couple of baits, even 10 baits, might not even last you a day. You know, you going for 2 and 3 weeks. There's no way to haul that many lures with you. You can't. So that's why we're making the broomsticks, and I mean they work.
Now, I'm curious. We're going to get into a different thing in just a second here, but before we do, I am curious on those broomstick baits. How do you are you putting in a screw to hook on your hook, or and I understand if there's like professional secrets in here or something, but I'm trying to know how do you get them hooks in there?
No, okay. For years, say the first 15 years, we would drill a hole through the middle of the broomstick bait. So you would just run your string through it and your leader. And tell you to be honest with you, we ain't started using leaders till here in the past couple of years because we didn't have no leaders. You just run some 100-pound braid through your line through the middle of it, tie your hook on the back, and you're good to go. Throw it out there. But it takes too long having to try and drill holes in it and all that and run your string through it. So here in the past 3 years, I found another little trick we're doing. You just take your leader and your hook, and you put the hook right in the middle of the bait. And then I take black tape, electrical tape, and I tape it around my leader in the middle. Then I tape it around the leader at the top. So now you don't have to mess with running the string through the middle. Just take it, tape it up, throw you some, I use like air-conditioned duck aluminum tape. I just wrap it in between the tie wraps with it. And you ready to go. Just taping it around your leader holds it on, and the hook stays about 2 inches underneath the broomstick. So when they hit it, it's on.
That is so like we giggle about that all to this day. We've been talking about them broomstick baits for well over a year, and we still laugh about it. And that's the thing. Like we're out there fishing. And if we get into a spot and we're just not getting into them or something, the first joke that comes up is like, well, we need to throw some zip ties on it, maybe some chicken legs. We'll get into the chicken leg stuff in just a minute here. Before we do, we need to make a round here, say hi to everybody in the chat. We got Miss Janet McIntosh. We got Mr. Nicholas Pouliot Outdoors. Guys, thank you for coming and hanging out. My dad finally popped in, and I love this. He missed the beginning, so he pops in and says, is that the night flight? I'm like, yeah, we got him. So, yeah, we're going to be having fun with Thad tonight, Dad. We got Neil from Urban Van Life. Sir, appreciate you coming saying hi. Ben Covarubius, always a pleasure, my friend. Mr. David Martin. And we need to check in with you guys. John, how was your weekend? What have you got? What have you been working on for us in the last week since I didn't get to see you guys last week?
Not a lot. I've got a couple little videos coming out. Not fishing this time. They're actually dealing with the Traeger, and not even cooking, but just some upgrades or modifications to the Traeger. I've got one I'm going to go ahead and post tomorrow, and then the other I'm having some technical difficulties with my ability to actually film something properly. So I'm probably going to have to readdress that one a little bit, but that'll probably be out in another week or so.
I was having some similar difficulties myself. We will talk more about that later because my video is not coming out for a couple of weeks, but Ben and Joe, all you Patreon guys, I have to really thank you for allowing me to push through this last weekend because it was a rough one. Grant, how was your weekend, man? What have you been up to? I got to get caught up to speed here, and we got music for Grant. There it is.
How do you like me now?
There you go.
We had a pretty non-eventful weekend. We had cooler weather and rain and more rain, and now we've got more rain today and thunderstorms tomorrow. This crazy weather. It got up to 82 today. 82. after the rain this morning. This afternoon, we got strong thunderstorms, possible severe tornado warnings and stuff tomorrow. So the garden is done. Hopefully it doesn't blow away.
It's been windy.
Yeah.
We've had wind problems here all weekend long. I was fishing through 50-mile-an-hour winds. It sucked.
Yeah, it's bad.
You got them over there too?
Oh, it's bad. It's blowing hard right now. Stuff blowing everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we're probably 20 miles an hour right now, 25. But I over the weekend, I destroyed a lot of camera equipment and one rod as a result of the wind, and it hurt bad. So
we got 95 degrees today. Wind blowing.
Yeah, it was warm.
Hot. We had hail last night. We had a heck of a storm.
Welcome to those humid, very sultry South Texas springs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we had some hail within 30 miles of us last night.
No, they hit us.
Yeah, it blew by us. We didn't get it. We got storms this morning, and they just missed us just a bit.
Nice.
But okay, so Thad, let me make sure we're all good on the chat here. Nicholas, Mr. Poyat saying that he's got bad weather for tomorrow too. I don't know what it's looking like for us. I'm recuperating still from last week. I've still got sand in my ears. Hey, Audrey.
What's up, Ag?
She just got home from work. She had to actually go in the office.
Oh. Looks like Nicholas is saying they're going to have, they're looking at hail tomorrow. That sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. We've got wind and hot temperatures. I don't know. I imagine that we've probably got bad surf and, rough conditions. Despite that, I got Rich. My father-in-law is working on my house right now, and he's doing an amazing job. We're actually going to see some of our house in videos now that he's got a lot of his work done. And he's going out every morning, like every single morning before he comes out here to work. And he bags out on sheep's head before he comes to work every day, just to rub it in a little bit.
Nice. Excellent. That's what I hope to be doing in a couple of years when I retire, is to go out and fish when the hell I feel like.
When you come down, hopefully they're still going to be here. For anybody who's in the Padre Island area, John is coming down. Angie Outdoors will be down here on Padre Island. I will give you, if anybody signs up for the Patreon page, I will give you the coordinates to where he is at so that you can raid his campsite. Get in on that now.
Yeah. Be careful. All I got to do is look for the flag.
Yeah, he'll be flying the flag. So, Thad, I got to ask you, man. Okay, so we got a lot of stories to hack through here, and you and I are going to have to get together for the podcast as well. I do a podcast where we just sit there and tell fishing stories.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll do that on a future thing. We're going to have to get in on that. However, I need you to tell me about the chicken legs.
All right. Well, the chicken legs, we was out there shrimping, and the tuna were really, really good. And I deal with a lot of charter fishing guys out of Venice. I go fish with them all the time. And one of them is Joey Davis with Relentless Sport Fishing. Top-notch guy. I mean, you can't ask for no better. And one of my buddies named Brett, he has a nice boat, charter fishing. Brett Ryan, I mean, you can't beat them guys. And I was doing some of the videos. We got off, we'd stopped shrimping, so the tuna were running all over, and I was catching 3 or 4 of them a night. And another guy named John Pizza, he fishes out of Venice too, so I was acting like I was going to fish with a chicken leg one night. Just if you watch my videos, I'll cut up, I like to have fun. So he said, there's no way you can catch one with a chicken leg. All right, so that night I didn't use a chicken leg. The next night I go and I hook on a chicken leg, a raw chicken leg, got it out of the freezer, out of the ice box. It was defrosted. And I went out there and I put a hook through it. And the very first cast, I threw it out there, and the chicken leg is going to want to sink a little bit. So as soon as it hit the water, I reeled kind of fast, and I jerked it out the water, and it skipped out the water. I did that about 2 times, and I just left it there, and it looked like it started to sink. As soon as I stopped it, probably about a 90-pound yellowfin tuna hits it, and I mean jumps clean out the water. and it landed in the water, and I use circle hooks on everything. I use circle hooks. So as soon as I felt it on the pole, I just started cranking. And man, we hooked a big old yellowfin tuna with an actual raw chicken leg. So it was kind of like a bet. He kept telling me, "There's no way you're gonna catch one on a chicken leg." And the first cast with a chicken leg, I caught a 90-pound yellowfin tuna and got it on deck. I wish I had pictures and I actually had video. We did it. It was live feed when we done it. So I wish I would have still had the picture. I could have sent you the picture. I had it. When I got him up on the shrimp boat, it had the hook in him, and the chicken leg was still hooked on the hook, and it's hanging out his mouth. Oh, it was so funny. Yeah, big old tuna.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is cool. And for anybody who's curious, we do have a link in the description for I don't have a link. I have it's at the night flight. I have that in the description. I don't think it actually links to Instagram itself. I do also have your YouTube page, though. I saw that you posted like a bunch of stuff you do on shorts on YouTube. So I do have a link to your YouTube page down in the description. And of course, anybody who is not already subscribed to everybody else up here, I've got links for everybody else's down there also. And we do have of course, we are doing the Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord page. I have a link to that down in the description as well. So I want to talk about, if you don't mind, so I teased this a little bit earlier, and I'm super curious about this. I would like to hear a little bit about Judy. If you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about this story. This is the one, we've got things that we laugh about. We laugh at talk about the broomsticks, and we talk about the chicken legs and stuff like that. This was not something that I was aware of until I did a little, backstory research on you when we were talking last week. So I'd like to hear a little bit more about how you came across that.
Yeah, see, that a lot of people, like when I posted it when I first started my Instagram, a lot of people probably wouldn't think it's actually real, but those are in the Gulf of Mexico, and I actually seen that. That was the first one ever seen. It was, I think, 2006 or something like that, and I was out there shrimping, and we got a submarine on the boat, so you could go down and see if you get a net hung up or anything, anything you need. Well, we was out there, and I'm watching the video footage with the sub going around, and all of a sudden that thing, I see the legs, the tentacles. So I'm like, holy crap, what is that? So I went ahead and I flew it up, and when I flew it up, that's what it was. And I think it was guesstimation to be around 45 foot long. And it was actually it's on the Discovery Channel. It actually is the first one ever sighted. No one, that was the very first one. They have never even knew that was in the Gulf of Mexico until I seen the first one.
What the hell is it?
It's like a vampire squid, it's kind of, it's not, they said the name of what they named it as. I named it as Judy. So I'm the first one that ever seen one ever in the world. So I figured I could name it what I wanted to. So I named it Judy.
Judy is lucky. If I'd have caught her, Judy got a much more interesting name. Like I love Judy. Don't get me wrong. I like that name. I like that's the approach you went with. But man, if that was me, the name on this thing would have been something very self-serving. And something kind of tongue-in-cheek, it would not have been as cool as the name Judy.
Yeah, well, the first name, nobody would have wanted to hear what I said it was when we first seen it, because you can about imagine the words that come out. I mean, you never see nothing like that, and I was actually the first person to ever see that thing. Nobody else was watching. I was watching, and I'm like, hey, look at this.
That's
went up and actually seen it.
Scared the crap out of me.
The head is like it's like a big old pad,
Hey, Danny.
It's unbelievable, that was even there. And after this, I did some research on it about a year ago, I guess, and they actually have more sightings. I think they only seen like 3 of them. Hell, it might even be the same one. It might be Judy just running around the block so everybody can see it, You never know, but I think there's maybe like 3 sightings ever.
Is it in the water?
Yeah, that's on the bottom, man. That's on
the
water.
bottom. Yeah, 9,000 foot of water.
jamming.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So they're
that's
down
on
there.
by it was yeah. So I mean, really and truly, a lot of the stuff in the Gulf of Mexico has not been like any work or anything. Don't usually go out that far out. So now that you're getting in deeper water, I guess that's why they start to see them. Which I think they said only 3 sightings ever of this. They didn't even know this existed till the day that I seen it.
Yeah, that blew my mind, man. That's crazy. And I because of that feed and everything, like you said, they've got a couple of sightings. I've seen a little bit on this on late night YouTube videos, and it pops up on some of the horror creepypasta kind of stuff or whatever. And so apparently it just like sits in the water like this, and it actually hunts like a jellyfish, waiting for something to run into the
tentacles. I think. Yeah.
It looks like something from a horror movie.
It does. It really does. That's what I tell
creepy.
everybody. People go out there and you see, like, say, when we shrimping, we way out there and you see a lot of people in the charter boats, and some of the clients jump in the water and stuff. I tell some of the guys that I shrimp with, I said, boy, just think if Judy grabbed one of them when they jumped in that water. I bet they wouldn't get back in that water again.
Never.
Judy will wrap up on them. Think about that before you jump out in that deep water again.
Right.
Judy might get you.
Was that during the day or was that at night when you saw her?
That was at night.
Okay. I don't have a problem. I do a lot of spearfishing and stuff, and normally that's like around oil rigs. So I don't have too much of a problem. I'm kind of like encased inside the oil rig. I don't have too much of an issue with there's nothing that's really going to get inside that oil rig to get to me. I feel kind of safe in there a little bit. The further offshore you go, the less comfortable I am with that. We've run into some pretty big stuff offshore, but the closer I am to the coast, the safer I feel doing that. However, I would not be comfortable doing that at night. That would be a different ballgame.
Well, if you ever go out far at night, just let me know. I'll tell Judy to make sure and leave you alone while you're out there.
I appreciate
fishing.
that.
I'll call
Especially
her.
if she knows what I'd have called her if I'd have been the one finding her.
I mean, he's on first name basis with her, so.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly.
And, over the years, I've never seen her again, ever. Not, going down in deep water like that, you would think you would run across it again over the years, but never have. Only seen it that one time. The very first one ever spotted was her.
That's great.
Crazy, That's in the water, and nobody even knew anything about it.
Not she's down there right now, somewhere doing something.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, really, how many is there? How many of them's down there? I mean, nobody really knows. I think they only seen 3 ever. Yeah. And the first one that I seen was the first one ever. Like, nobody even knew that was in the water at all.
Hey,
that's crazy.
You know what's fantastic about that is that's the Gulf of Mexico, which is a fairly shallow body of water comparatively. When you're looking at the Atlantic and the Pacific and the what's that Humboldt Channel, whatever. There's places that are a lot deeper than this.
Yes. And they're there, so no telling what's down there that people haven't seen before.
Good evening, Small Water Charters and Mark J. Larson. Gentlemen, it is a pleasure to see you guys. Appreciate y'all coming and hanging out with us. You just missed out. You might want to go back if you get an opportunity and check out on the prior conversation that we just had, because this gentleman's got a heck of a story about a fascinating squid that he was blessed to have been the very first person to ever seen. So it's a pretty cool story.
Yeah.
But appreciate you gentlemen joining us. So what other than that, oh, you know what? Actually, I apologize. You know what? We got another one. So Grant here is our resident duck hunter in general, basically. Like, all of us do hunting, but none of us can hold a lit match to Grant. So I want to hear a little bit about your hunting. You do your duck hunting in Louisiana. Do you travel when you go? And tell us some stories about that.
Mainly, it's just down here around the house. We hunt. We got a bunch of rice fields. The farmers plant rice, and after you cut the rice, you just flood the rice fields. And we got duck blinds in there. We kill a lot of geese and a lot of ducks. And we hunt out in the marsh just south of me, before you actually get in the Gulf, because I don't live but about 15 miles from the Gulf. there's a big marsh, and it's still freshwater marsh, and then it turns into like a saltwater marsh. Then there's the Gulf. Well, we get a lot of ducks. We write the migration path where all the ducks come down at. So the first place they go to is like the marsh where we hunt at. That's where most of them pictures come from, where we duck hunt at the marsh. So we just hunt down there in the marsh. We hunt a lot of ducks. When we want to kill geese, we just go right here. I could actually walk to one of my goose blinds out my backyard, walk out in the rice field and kill all the geese you want. So everything's right here by the house.
Sweet.
I apologize. When I was looking for stories and everything, what I was actually looking for was stories as to what we're going to be doing when we join you for duck and goose hunting later. That's the direction I was going.
Hey, there ain't no problem with that, because everybody comes with us, especially like during the weeks, like the weekdays, like around in this area we're blessed to actually have a very good spot to hunt, like really good for ducks. I mean, we kill a lot of greenheads and pintails, and a lot of guys around here don't have a place to hunt. So we have the lakes and the bays. So a lot of people have to go and hunt in the lakes and bays, and they show up and they got 1 or 2 ducks, and like we will show up with a 5-man limit of all greenheads, and everybody got their pintail drake. So like you pull up to the boat dock, you kind of feel bad, you know, people are there with their kids, and their kids are holding 2 ducks up, and we got 20 greenheads on the front deck of the boat. You know, I lay them on the front deck when we roll in. So like during the weekdays, I don't have no one to hunt with me. Both of my kids are in school, and I'll hunt every day of the week. I do not miss a day unless it's a school function for the kids or the wife has something we have to do. I mean, we even Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, we in a duck blind Christmas morning. We don't pass up Christmas morning to go duck hunting.
That's
Me
my
and
family.
them kids will be, we will be in the duck blind Christmas morning. Then we'll hurry up and get home after we kill our ducks to go and do Christmas. You know, we catch a little hell over it from the wife, but I mean, I've been doing hunting on Christmas morning since I was 5 years old when I started duck hunting with my father and them. So we so during the week it's a struggle because I'm going hunting anyway, and you know, duck hunting you want somebody with you. So I will get to the boat dock in the morning, and you see the people that come that hunt the bays. We got to pass through a bay to get to our marsh. So you see the people that have 1 duck when they pull in the morning. So sometimes I'll be like, "Hey, y'all going hunting?" They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna go try to see if we can get 1 or 2 ducks." So I'll tell them, "Hey, how about you leave your boat on the trailer and you jump in with me, you and your father." Some people I bring, they had their father and their grandfather with them. So I said, "Why don't y'all leave your boat on the trailer, get in with me, and y'all come to my marsh where I hunt at?" Well, they all know where I hunt at. So they're like, "Oh, you really gonna bring us out there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I ain't got nobody else to hunt. So I'll just take people from the boat dock that I don't really know who they are. I just know they don't never kill no ducks. So I load them up in the boat and bring them out there and bang the greenheads and pintails, and like they'll tell me, man, this is the best hunt we ever had in our whole life." You wouldn't imagine how many people I done brought during the week from the boat dock that some of them never even shot a greenhead, and we killing 15, 16 greenheads in that morning. Oh, it's unbelievable. They freak out.
You're building a fan base here in the comments. I don't know if you can see them or not. A gentleman, a friend of ours, Small Water Charters on YouTube, is saying that he will trade you an Okeechobee bass fishing trip. He does charters over there on Lake Okeechobee, and he'll trade you for some of that goose action. Says he wants to be your huckleberry. Also, you got Murdoch says hi.
Oh, Murdoch's on there. Hey, let me
He's
tell
in
you,
there.
Murdoch. Hey, I started my Instagram and a year or 2 ago, whatever it was. Well, Murdoch, we started messaging back and forth like your uncle. Me and your uncle, as soon as I first started, before everybody started watching, me and your uncle started talking, and we've been talking for months now, you know. Good people. Well, Murdoch was too. Same time me and your uncle started talking, me and Murdoch started. Well, winding up, he's from Pennsylvania. So winding up, I got him to come down from Pennsylvania, got my buddy's houseboat in Venice, stayed there for like 4 days, and Murdoch flew down. I picked him up in New Orleans, went out tuna fishing with Relentless Sport Fishing. Old Joey Davis took us out, and we mopped them. We got like 10 or 12 big old yellowfin. And the day before, we my other buddy that has the houseboat, we went out and did a snapper fishing trip. He got a 26-foot blackjack with a 400 Merc on it. So we took Murdoch with us. We went out there, and I bet maybe 30 minutes we limited out on red snapper. Just whacked him. So that's how I wound up meeting Murdoch. You know, he come down and he's got us booked up to go up there and do a bluefin tuna trip with him. He's taking me and my boys to see if we can catch us a bluefin tuna up there with him. So that's how me and old Murdoch wind up meeting up. Was on my Instagram. So we talk all the time, seeing stuff back and forth. You know, if I need something like, you know, Outlaw. I'm not sure if you see him on Instagram. Outlaw, he's another one of my good friends. Matter of fact, I got this been sitting here. I've been trying to catch a marlin. Well, I don't have no 50 wide or anything like that. So Outlaw sends me this 50 wide. It was in the mail 2 days ago. He said, we're going to catch a marlin now, because I hooked one and I couldn't stop him with my regular pole. So Outlaw sent me this 50 wide. He said, we're going to stop him now. So, you know, that's all good people that I got to meet on my Instagram that otherwise I never would have met before, you know.
That's
So
cool.
we're gonna get us a marlin on this thing for sure.
Yeah, is that a TLD, by the way? I'm curious.
It's a Triton trolling series, 50 wide.
Okay. Well,
Shimano.
it's sick, is what it is.
Oh, hey, it's gonna do the trick. I tell you that.
Yeah.
This is 100 times better than the reel I catch all them big old tuna with. I'm gonna lock them down, son.
I
ain't
need
gonna have
you
to
to,
hold my fingers on it.
I need you to,
No,
if Murdoch is not still in the chat, I assume he is, but if he is not, I need you to let him know that he is walking away from this live stream with about 7 new friends. And we're all going to be going fishing in Louisiana. We went up to Michigan last summer, and then I think it was last summer we went to Michigan, and then we all of us joined up down here on Padre Island. It's fishing off the beach. We're none of us are, you know, exploded super big YouTubers or anything like that, but we have all agreed with each other that the second that happens to any of us, and we all have bets as to who's going to be the first person to have that happen to them. But when that happens, that person is all taking us out for a Venice fishing trip.
Oh yeah.
You never know what direction.
Yeah. With direction, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, when you're talking about duck hunting and you take people from that boat ramp, I think Grant would appreciate the coordinates to that boat ramp.
Yeah.
I figure he get down there on a
Just go
weekday and
sit
wait
there.
around and look for you.
No,
Hey, on a
yeah, I want to
weekday,
go.
it's
I want to.
on, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I want to have it lined up where I don't have to hope he's going to ask, that it's guaranteed I'm getting on the boat with him.
Yeah.
That's it. And we bring. I mean, that's like my passion. You know, like my wife always tells my son. You know, your daddy's passion is hunting. I mean, hunting is my main thing. Deer hunting is my like number one passion. I will pass up duck hunting, goose hunting, fishing, anything to go deer hunting. But we don't have big deer where I live at. So, I mean, I might hunt 2 weeks and not even see a deer. So I do like to kill a deer, any good deer. Like I killed a couple 12-pointers, one of them behind me right here. You know, I had to pay to go shoot any of that. So, like, I've been trying to trade, like, some of the guys from Alabama that got really good deer hunting want to trade me for some duck and goose hunting. So that's what I'm working on for this year, trying to trade up. So I ain't got to pay all the money to go deer hunting, you know?
Nice.
Small Water Charter says that was his plan. It's going to be a ramp lizard waiting for you out there.
That's it. Hey, Tim, we could work something out. All right, so, like, right now, I have a trip that's set up. Brett. I took Brett and 3 or 4 of his buddies. He's got a fishing charter company in Venice, Louisiana. Let me tell you, not top-notch fishing guys, bro. I'm telling you, they whack the fish. Well, I took him and a couple of his buddies to our camp, and we stayed out in the marsh. And he offered to trade me a tuna fishing trip for them to come duck hunting. So we do a couple of trades like that. A lot of people that want to go duck hunting, I'll trade them out. If they got something else to go do, I'll make a trade with them. You know, he's offshore sports fishing with Brett Ryan, and let me tell you, they catch some fish. Holy crap, I've watched that dude fish on side of me so many times. Hey, you can shoot too. I was kind of afraid, you got people that fish all the time. You think, hey, man, it comes, you might have to shoot a couple ducks for them and act like they killed them. Oh, man, you got that greenhead. That's yours, because I do that to a lot of people just so they think they killed a greenhead. Well, hey, I'll tell you, they could shoot too. They come down and them boys could shoot. Oh, we had a blast. So we trade out a lot of stuff. Anybody want to trade something? Hell, I'm all good with trading, or even just to come hunt, especially on a weekday. If y'all can get away for 3 days during the week, the camp's out in the marsh. You can only get there by boat. It has 10 beds in it. Big diesel generator. Walk up there, hit the key, fire the generator up, and we good. Running water. The marsh is connected. The camp is on the actual marsh. So it's awesome. Alligators everywhere, though. That's the only thing. We got a bunch of alligators, but I guess we don't really mind them. I mean, we there all the time, and there's alligators everywhere, so I just pay them no mind.
Yeah, alligators is a different story, God. That's one I want to get into. You guys got different restrictions than we have in Texas. They're pretty well protected in Texas down here, but I would like to. I'm curious about that real quick here. Clover Tech says I mostly just shoot pigs and coyotes in the face nowadays. Smallwater Charter says I shoot the bull better than I shoot ducks, but fun is fun. My dad is in here. He wants to know. He wants to know when the next time you're going live is going to be.
It'll be a couple weeks. I'm gonna take some time off right now, but we're gonna be heading out shrimping here in a couple weeks. Tell them I'll let y'all know. I'll let you know whenever I get back out shrimping. I'll let you know where everybody can watch, because we actually been working on a rod. I was telling you about it earlier. Working on a tuna rod. So we making a night flight edition tuna rod, and it's gonna be hopefully in 2 weeks it'll be out. Well, at least mine. You know what I mean? Mine will be out. So he's working overtime. It's Bose custom rods, and he is trying to get my night flight rod built within the next 2 weeks, so I have it when we head back out and start doing live video.
Very cool.
Yeah,
it's gonna be nice too. I mean, you ought to see all the colors on it. It's a good, strong, stiff rod. I think it's gonna be really good. I got roller eyes on everything, so. Bo and them's working on that now. He told me that'd probably be about 2 more weeks, and he'll have it ready to go. So that's gonna be awesome. Have our own rod.
That will be very cool.
It'll be good. Oh yeah. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take Outlaw's 50 wide. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. Is put that 50 wide from Outlaw on there, and we're gonna try for a marlin. That's my main goal, is to get a marlin on that shrimp boat. I've tried. For the past couple of months, I hooked one monster and I couldn't stop it. It was way too big for what I had. But I watched them catch 4 of them in 5 days on side of me 2 weeks ago. So they there. I just needed something that I could get them with. So it's going to be on now. Thanks to Outlaw, we're going to catch us a big one.
I'm excited to see that. I know you've been gunning for marlin out there.
Oh, man, I have.
I'm curious, what are the rules on getting alligators out of there? Because you said alligator, and what I hear is ducks, alligator, tuna, and swordfish in one trip, and that is exactly what my freezer's been asking me for.
That's it. Hey, and I tell you, we could do that too. Alligators are in the month of September, where you're supposed to shoot them, in September.
Yeah.
But okay, we get tags for them. One of my good friends has tags. So say if we want to go shoot one, it's no problem. And we go out there in the airboat. We bring the airboat. Say like the best time is when we make a big trip out of it. My buddy with the houseboat in Venice, he got this monster airboat, like sick airboat. So we do bow fishing at the same time, and like say if you wanted an alligator, it'd be nothing. We could roll up there. There's alligators everywhere. I mean, you can walk right here. I got a canal that goes about 60 yards behind my house, and I guarantee I can walk out there right now and video alligators swimming or sitting on bank. They're everywhere. So like it'd be nothing to ride up and actually shoot you one with a bow fishing bow. It would be nothing to do that. Shoot it, then you gotta fight it. Just be jumping all over, trying to get away. Shoot him again, and then he got a bang stick. So if you want to hit him with the bang stick, once we get it up to the boat, you just take the bang stick, pop it right behind the head, and pull them on in. And I'm telling you, that's some good eating. I mean, I'm sure y'all probably ate alligator before. If not, alligator is awesome. Fried alligator, oh God, that is awesome.
I have, and that's one of my favorite meats. That's one of the, my brother and I love talking about that. Like, we have a hierarchy of our favorite meats, and alligator's right up there.
It is really good.
Speaking of my favorite meat, you got Aiden holding on to that. He needs to tell his story about that. That is my all-time favorite. I'm going to segue like that. Swordfish is my all-time favorite piece of meat, period, bar none. And I'm a little bit jealous of Aiden. So, sir, you want to tell me about that?
Yeah, go ahead, Aiden. Tell him about it. We took him out on his first sword fishing trip. Go ahead, let him know.
Yeah, we went offshore.
Having a little trouble with the audio there. Can y'all hear him okay?
Can you try it?
Hello?
There it is.
Okay. We were offshore, and we're like, what he said, we were going fishing with one of them epic people that bring us. And well, I think we were trying to go tuna fishing, but the weather was too bad and the waves were too high. So he said, if you want to go sword fishing, and we just went to do that, so we could just catch something. And we caught a pretty much 200-pounder.
Yep.
With and here's the
It was
sword.
8 foot 8 inches long, and this is the bill off of it. And me and Aiden painted it up. So I mean, it ain't the greatest. But after I think we fought him for like 3 hours, so we made it, and he caught it with a pink skirt over the bait, and we fought that for a while. I mean, and that's his prized possession. I got a 12-point buck hanging up in his bedroom. So he wanted a deer in his room too. So he ain't never shot a deer. He don't want to shoot one. So I said, well, you don't have to. If you don't want to hunt a deer, you don't have to. But he keeps that on his horns. He puts them on the top of his rack. So you walk in his room, you got a 12-point buck with that on the horns.
That's cool.
But and after about 2 hours on the fight, he said, "Hey, look, Dad, let's go ahead and cut the string on it. Let's cut the line." I'm like, "Do what?" He's like, "Bro, let's cut the line. Let's go back to the houseboat," which my buddy's houseboat, he likes to catch the catfish off the porch. So the whole time we're there, he fishes catfish. So he's like, "Look, just cut the line. We'll go back to the houseboat, and the catfish ought to be biting good. We can catch some catfish." Well, needless to say, I said, "No, we're not cutting the line on this fish. I done fought it for 2 hours. We ain't letting this fish go." Yeah, he wanted to cut the line off of it. So it was actually a good trip. I got video. I should have sent you more. I didn't know you was going to put the video up on there, or picture.
Yeah, actually, I had problems loading video. We're still learning. Like, I got friends over at StreamYard. I like these guys. They got some really cool software, but I'm having issues figuring out some of the stuff, video being one of them. I do photos. Video is a little bit harder to figure out.
Yeah, because, man, I have tons and tons of video. I have so much video. It's unbelievable. I got a GoPro. Old Murdoch sent me a GoPro down. So I've been, like, putting the GoPro up while we're doing the live tuna fishing. So, like, even stuff that people don't get to see is all on the GoPro. Like, everything. Like, because a lot of times, but depending on which way the shrimp boat is facing, I don't get a signal on one side. So, I mean, there's times I'd catch 2 or 3 140-pound yellowfin tuna that nobody can see because I can't go live, but that's the side they want to bite on. But I have the GoPro there, and it's steady video on all of it. So I have like tons and tons of video that nobody can see but us, you know.
But anybody wants to check out, if anybody here wants to check that out, if you're catching us after the fact, anybody in the chat, anything like that, we do have a link for your YouTube channel down in the description down below for everybody here. Also, we have, I don't have a link because the link thing is a little bit weird, but it's at the Night Flight, DA_night_flight_. I've got that. You can copy and paste from the description here. We've also got a link to his Instagram page in the very top of the chat here. Thank you for that, Grant. So anybody wants to check that out, we got links for you right there, man, so we can all see. Because like I said, you're like my family is all about it. You know what I mean? Like this whole conversation started at, thank you again. There it is, Grant. We got a link in the chat there for your Instagram account. It's fun. I love when you're going live. I love the work that you're doing. I love the you always pop up with something different, whether it be marlin or yellowfin or whatever it is you got swimming around the boat at any given day, whether it be the big boats that you got cruising around you, or ducks, or crazy squid, whatever it is. You never know what's going to pop up. Whenever I see your name on the feed, it's like, oh, we got something different coming up here.
You never know. If I'm going on live, it's going to be something. And like I say, all the guys that come out and fish by us, whenever we stop shrimping, I'll video them and I'll go live so everybody can see it. You have like the big hook boats, which those are Mexican Gulf boats, which are really good boats. They got one of the Captain Matts on there. He does awesome. Like he is, if you've been watching the last month, he's really been eating them up alive. So I like to video all them because they're not far from the shrimp boat. They might be 100 yards. So I like to video them when they catching a lot and I have time. I'll sit there and video and watch them. Or if I need anything, they'll just come run and drop it off. Or like the biggest thing of the whole thing is that a lot of them platforms and them ships you see around there, like whenever I'm videoing, when we're shrimping, well, I have about 15 people on all them platforms, like different people. So like most of these videos you seeing or with the fish or anything like that, no telling which vessel that's from because they keep sending me my stuff. So it's more than just me on the Instagram page.
Right,
there's about 15 people. So you might see somebody fishing. Well, it might be somebody on one of them big platforms out there.
Which I love that you do
or
that.
just sending me the video. Like you see like the big yellow fins the other day with the green deck in those pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all sent to me. A lot of the people that work on like them big drill ships we fish by, or some of the other shrimp boats, or them big square platforms you see out there, them production platforms. I have somebody that works on almost every one of them in Venice out there that I know throughout the years of fishing and everything. Or they see my Instagram and they're like, hey man, I'm out here on this spar or this production platform. I'm in Mississippi Canyon or Green Canyon. Well, I say, all right, man, look, I'll send you some shirts. So I send them some Night Flight shirts, and they just start sending me all their video, of them catching the tuna on the deck where they holding the pictures, holding them up with the pictures. I just kind of scratch their picture out before I post it because I don't want to show none of them or their vessel they own. I don't want to put nothing like that in it. But like you can see the green deck and everything. That's the rigs and production platforms that are just sending it to me. So if it wouldn't be for all those people helping me out, I wouldn't have near the video we have, because I get my video when we're shrimping. I get my video when I actually have to pay to go out on a charter fishing trip, or trading duck hunts for charter fishing trips. That's how I pretty much get a lot of my video.
So and I actually follow suit. I try to outsource some of my stuff myself. Whenever my uncle goes out, I try to convince him to give me some of his phone footage, or I try to get my wife to film. I get something off of her phone. She's actually gone out and done her own fishing trips, and like basically like I edited together like a fishing video for her out of the video that she took, which was kind of cool. And real quick, you got Mr. Mike Murray over here says, this is Murdoch. Let me tell you, you are having an interview with one of the coolest people in the world. And I cannot disagree. And we have B in the house. B, how's it going? Is this your first time here? And howdy. I don't recognize that name. I'm wondering where A and C are.
Oh, Murdoch, he's a trip ball. Good fisherman. He's building a boat right now. So that's going to be the boat we're going tuna fishing on. And it's actually Role Play is the name of it. He got his own Instagram of the boat. and he's showing all the work he just bought. I can't tell you how much money he put in there. All new electronics. He's bought so many rods and reels. Oh, it's unreal. This boat is going to be sick. And that's where we're going to get our first bluefin tuna on that boat that he's building right now. It's called Role Play.
Is that in Louisiana?
No, that's in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Way up
You
there.
got a
Yeah,
lot
we
of friends
going
up there
way
in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so that's where we're coming from. We'll go up there and fish with him.
A couple weeks ago, we had a guy on here. His name's Kelly. He's with a channel called Blue Collar Fishing, and he's in Pennsylvania. And he's always complaining about how he can never catch fish. And I'm gonna hold him. I'm gonna hold him accountable on that one. Now, the fishing you guys are doing, he has no excuses.
Yeah, no, because up there, I mean, old Murdoch, I think they got like an hour drive from where he lives at to go fishing, and they catch them too. They catching marlin, bluefin tuna, like unbelievable. You ought to see the fish he has pictures of that they caught. Unreal.
It's Brian C. He says it's Brian, and we got Woodland Boys is still in here, and then Mike Murray says name of the boat, I guess, Roleplay 24. Oh, that's the account. Roleplay 24 on Instagram. And they fish off the coast of Delaware. That's actually kind of cool. I want to go that way. That is not an area that I've done.
Maybe whenever me and my son goes, maybe if you ain't doing nothing, maybe you can roll up there with us. We'll go spend like 5 days up there, and we'll fish it every day. He's going to take us catch some swordfish, marlin. Mainly, we're going to try and get us a bluefin tuna mainly, but we're going to do all that in between. Do like a 5-day trip we planning.
You're going to be hearing from us. You're going to be hearing. I'm going to be keeping up to date with you. We're going to be chatting and sharing some pictures and videos, and also we will be getting together for an episode of the podcast that we do, as well as you can expect some brown nosing and some butt kissing in the coming weeks. All of us. I will do the brown nosing and butt kissing for everybody here, but it is my intention to get this entire group in on a good tuna run somewhere. You're going to be my in on that, I'm afraid. So Mr. Murray, Brian C., Murdoch, Woodland Boy, all you guys who are coming in here, first off, thank you very much for joining us tonight on this. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. We're having a lot of fun here with that, but also expect that you just made a whole bunch of friends who are going to be begging you for like fishing trips in the near future.
Oh yeah, there ain't no problem with that. But we're gonna get together on a duck hunt for sure. I mean, for me, duck and goose hunting for me is very easy. I mean, I can bring anybody I want, anytime I want.
Oh, so Brian C. Is that Brian Connors?
Nothing. We can duck hunt anytime. I mean, I'm duck hunting anyway, either by myself or with all of y'all. It doesn't matter. I'm going hunting. So
okay, fishing
to come anytime.
I love this. Okay, so OK Fishing says, I live in a coastal province, yet so far away from the sea. This conversation makes me sad. Don't sweat that, guy. Don't sweat that. You hang around long enough, we're going to get things together. I promise you that. You just hang in there. Keep doing what you're doing. I respect the work that you're doing. You're on the radar here. Keep doing it. You've helped me out with a couple of things. So you just keep doing what you're doing. You're in good company. I promise you that. Smallwater Charter says he's going to do his own butt kiss, and I appreciate that because I can only do so much for so many people, but I'm going to be doing it. So real quick here. So the next, like the kind of the end portion of everything that we're doing here, we need to know, like we know everybody's accounts, and if you are not familiar with everybody's accounts, we have a link to that in the description below. Everybody's YouTube channel. We got in the chat here the link to Thad's Instagram account. We've got the YouTube stuff down in the description, plus the Discord server. But we need to know, what does everybody have coming up the next couple of weeks? What can we expect to be talking about at the next live stream that's going to be next Tuesday? Grant, can we start with you? What have you got for us coming up in the next week or two, whatever you got coming up in the near future here?
Man, the weather's really what's screwed us the most. The weather's been beautiful most of the time on my days at work. Today, not so much. Yesterday, not so much. But last week at work, beautiful. The weekend, crap.
Yeah.
But we're going to try to get out and catch some fish. We definitely need to. I've talked to a few people. The fishing report's not been that great. We got storms rolling in tomorrow. Chance of severe. I got the rest of the week to try to make something happen. I'm on call starting Monday, I'll be on call for 2 weeks. So I got to make something happen between now and Monday.
Yes,
I'm looking forward. Yeah, you're on. You've got that on-call thing coming up, so you're on borrowed time as far as what you can accomplish. I want to see big things, and it's getting to be that time. You know, you got to do it. Yeah. John, I know you've got some epic stuff coming up. Why don't you tell us about it, man?
I don't know about epic. So I got that. I got a small Traeger video coming out tomorrow, and I'm working on another one. The boat is out of commission for now. I've finally gotten with the tech folks over at Sea Star, the hydraulic steering folks, and appears the cylinder's bad. They said they're going to send me a new one, and I can ship them back my old one. We'll see how that goes. So the boat's down for the count for right now. And then not this coming weekend, but the weekend after, we're down at the coast. We're down there surf fishing. We're going to be, me and Audrey are getting down there Thursday afternoon sometime. We'll be on the beach fishing. Friday, I'm not sure if we're going to be up there near Valley Park or down on Pins, but we'll post it somewhere on social media. We'll, again, set up on the beach and do some beach fishing. And then I think Saturday we got old Army buddies of mine's going to be down there with his family, and we're going to show them around Port Aransas and do the bar and restaurant hopping thing probably on Saturday. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to get down there. It's killing me. I haven't been fishing in so long.
Hey, keep your feathers, keep your wing, keep your fingers crossed. It took me a second there. I got it on the third shot though. Keep your fingers crossed. It's been super windy. It's been rough here. So
it's gonna be nice.
There's been a lot of sheep's head down here. I love sheep's head. It's one of my favorite eating fish. So I've got like a slew of videos on sheep's head coming up. I just posted one. Of course, I did that little regulations video that we do every now and then. I did the sheep's head one on that. I put out one sheep's head video with my father-in-law. Man, I've had like 6-7 trips with him, and I have a ton of sheep's head in the freezer. You can expect there's going to be a couple of sheep's head videos coming up. The one that I filmed last weekend was supposed to be epic. I was doing this in like 50-mile-an-hour winds, and it sucked. It really sucked bad. But again, it was like sand in my face, and I had like piles of sand on the shoulders and stuff. It was like really, really rough. But one of the cameras busted on me, so I didn't get half of my amazing dramatic footage. And I was like, it sucked, but it's like, I don't care. The video is going to look cool until I found out the camera's busted. So the point that I want to make first off is thank you so much, Patreons, for helping me afford to bust a camera and stuff. Second off, that video is not going to be quite as epic as I really wanted it to be. So I'm probably going to have to go out and do it again. I am keeping my fingers crossed in the hopes that we have some more good fishing coming up, and I'm hoping, as much as I love sheep's head and I want more sheep's head, I'm hoping that we can steer into maybe some other species in the coming weeks that we have coming up. Still recovering from surgery, so I'm still weighing with that before I'm able to get a full 100% on fishing.
Still on light duty?
Yeah, I'm still. I find out on Thursday whether or not I am allowed to pick up a gallon of milk. I'm not allowed to do it. So I'm not allowed to lift anything as heavy as a gallon of milk right now
Don't
until
get
the
milk.
doctor says that I am allowed to do so.
Liquor's lighter than milk.
It is lighter.
Dad, I'll talk to you about that. A sheep's head fish fry sounds amazing. Let me see what we got. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing something like that. It's Easter weekend, right? We're going to be getting together.
Yeah, let me know.
We got family
let me
coming
know. It ain't that far of a drive. Let me know.
Hey, Dad, we're going to be talking more. We're going to be chatting, man. What have you got coming up, man? What can we expect to see from you? I know you said that it's going to be a couple of weeks before your next live stream, and anybody who hasn't gotten into that, you need to get into it now. His Instagram account is one of my all-time favorites and one of all-time favorites from our family. What have you got coming up? And Ben, thank you, sir. I really appreciate you, man. That means a lot.
No problem. Yeah, well, what we got going on right now is mainly just chasing my son's baseball. I'm looking to get out on the water. Like, hopefully we can get on a tuna trip. I really want to go catch another swordfish. I ain't got no swordfish meat left. I really need a swordfish. I got plenty of yellowfin tuna. I got slabs in the icebox that I still got to cut up into steaks. But I need some swordfish. But some of the things we got coming up is going to be Bo's making me that rod. We're gonna have the night flight rod, so that is like one of my big things I'm waiting on. You know, Bo's custom rods. He's gonna get my night flight tuna rod with all roller eyes on it, so you can be ready for that. It is gonna be on.
Nice.
We are going straight on the tuna and marlin with it. And
Yeah.
thanks to Outlaw 100% for sending me this reel, man. I mean, we're gonna put this on the new night flight fishing pole, so it is gonna be really awesome. But my main thing is getting ready for heading back out there. The pole, the reel. I need to get a bunch of baits too. That's my main thing right now. I'm like totally busted. Like I had one hook left that last night where I caught the 3 tuna live. That was my last hook. I'm like busted. I have no lures, nothing at all. So my main goal, I'm probably gonna go live. I say maybe in a week or 2. I'm gonna try and go live and actually do a shopping, go to Bass Pro Shopping Cabela's, and like have everybody on, you know, say, hey, anything anybody wants to see us try and catch the tuna on to see how they biting on it, I'm gonna buy a bunch of lures before I head back out. So if anybody wants to get on the live video when I do it, maybe in about a week and a half to 2 weeks, I'll load up and we'll do that. So that's mainly what we got going on, trying to get ready for whenever we head back out and just spending time with the family and trying to get on a boat to go fishing. That's number one. We're trying to get on a boat and bring them boys out and catch them some tuna and a swordfish. So that's pretty much what we got going on.
I hear you on that. And it's a rough time of year for us down here because of winds and everything else.
I
But
know,
I feel
man.
your pain. Getting on the boat, that can be the hardest one. On that note, guys, my apologies. I'm afraid our hour is up. We need to shut this whole thing down. I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out with us tonight. It's been an absolute blast. This is, I as you might have known, I wasn't here last week. And so it was really, really nice catching up with everybody. It's been a couple weeks now since I've seen everyone. I was missing you guys. Thank you so much for suffering through. And my apologies for missing out on last week. Thad, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, man. It was an absolute blast, and I look forward to chatting with you in the future here about some other endeavors that we got going on. Hope everybody has a wonderful night. Have a great week. Go out and have a great weekend, and we look forward to catching you guys in the next live stream next Tuesday. It's going to be on whose channel?
Me or Grant, one of us two. We'll figure it out.
It'll be a surprise. So be ready. Make sure that you hit the description and subscribe to everybody. We'll catch you guys next week.